Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good day today. Good day for me. Blah blah blah. Uh this is just a talk for a bit here. I haven't done one in a while, and I kind of want to do one because something's been on my mind. A few weeks ago, maybe even a little more than a month ago, I was on one of the uh, a Facebook group. Uh, I get rid of that group too. I think I've got rid of all, mostly if not all, the fragrance groups. There's one. They're just too toxic for me, and this is part of the thing. There's a fellow there who wrote about YouTubers, influencers, and stuff about how we're ruining the hobby. We're ruining the hobby. Um, and he made some valid points. Don't get me wrong. One of the big points he talked about was how YouTubers don't, bigger YouTubers, not someone like me, um, but bigger YouTubers generally don't disclose uh, when they're being paid to say something. Or even if they disclose it, they're still maybe not giving you, you know, a 100 uh, review of the fragrance or their true feelings of the fragrance. And that's kind of human nature, though. But I do understand where he was coming from there about like whether they pay you money or they give you free bottles of fragrance. You're going to be inclined, even if you disclose it, you're still going to be inclined, myself included. I'm only human. I'll probably be inclined to be a little nicer to it um, than I normally would. And so I understand that. Um, so whenever you see a fragrance and somebody says there's like I said, this is going to be my counter to that argument. When you do see a fragrance and it's either obvious that it's paid for, and you can generally tell because of the way they talk about it. You know, they've talked about 4 or 5 different similar fragrances that they weren't too keen on, and then this one all of a sudden is, well, it's okay. You know, it's not my favorite, but it's okay. And, no, it's exactly pretty much the same as the last 4 you did that you hated. So you can kind of tell. And there's usually some jargon, some marketing jargon thrown in there. It doesn't even sound like them something they'd say. Or if they come right out and tell you this is a partnership, a sponsored video, whatever the word they want to use, um, collaboration, then you know the chances are you take what they're saying with a grain of salt because they're probably whether I guess it's just human nature. You're subconsciously you're going to do it generally is be a little nicer than you would. So, that's my counter to that. Just chill out and, you know, if I started coming on here and I don't, this is an immaculate bottle. This is words I don't normally use and inflections I don't normally have. You probably what's wrong with Wayne? Like that is good though. What's wrong with Wayne? Like why is he talking like that? So you're gonna be able to pick stuff up like that. Now the really good ones of borderline actors you couldn't, but yeah, take everything with a grain of salt is the best thing to do. I mean, don't take everything as gospel, guys. It's just not. It's just I am not an influencer. Okay, let's get that right out of the way. I'm not a YouTube reviewer, fragrance reviewer. I am not an influencer. I am not somebody you should go to for uh, the end all be all of every fragrance. I have my particular likes. I have my dislikes. Um, some of them are going to line up with yours. Some of them aren't. Some of them are going to line up some of the time. Some of them aren't. Some of the time. It's just the way it goes. Um, for like for an example, I could put you on to 20 great fragrances, 10, 20, 30 great fragrances. You didn't know of, you weren't sure about, you decided to try because of one of my talks. And like I said, I'm not an influencer or anything like that, or I am at best a horrible entertainer. Quite honestly, I'm just a guy who likes fragrances, and so I come on here and talk about fragrances and shaving stuff, and some this and that. But I'm also a guy who a lot of my stuff involves nostalgia, memories. I think that kind of I don't want to say it's my niche or anything like that, but it's something that I'm getting more and more known for in the community. Is the guy who talks about uh, more feelings than just the fragrance itself. Of what, if I have stories with it, I tell the stories, and that's cool. I'm glad because that's kind of what I wanted to do. um, but yeah, I'm at best a horrible entertainer. At best. But really, I'm just a guy who likes to talk about fragrances. I don't come on here and. But what I was getting to, I could put you on to 10, 20, 30, 40 different fragrances you've either heard of, you've never heard of, you were curious about. So you finally tried them and you liked them. And then there's one that I talk about that I just love. And you say, well, I've liked 10 other ones that he's told me to that I'm just going to blind buy it. And then you get it and you hate it. And then you immediately go online. You're a horrible person. You don't know what you're talking about. You should die a horrible death. I'm never talking about unsubscribe, thumbs down, cancel. But you don't mention anything about the 10, 12, 15, 20 fragrances that I put you onto that you liked. Not a thank you, not a, hey man, good batting average, like, yeah, I didn't like this one, I don't know why you do, I get that, but, hey, but thanks for the other 10. No, nothing, just, you'll pick the one you didn't like, and for whatever reason, try to ruin somebody's good time. And the thing with me is that's never going to happen. How many times I get called stupid, dumb, I don't know what I'm talking about, names, curse words. I've had people threaten to, unsubscribe from my channel if I literally just dare talk about a fragrance that they don't like, which I normally do that fragrance the next video because fuck you. I'm just that kind of guy. See you later. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. So, sorry, I thought I heard somebody at my door, but I didn't. Yeah, so it is what it is, right? I don't. There's only a few people in my life that I care what they think about me, and believe it or not, strangers on the internet or even in real life, but especially on the internet that I don't know, that don't affect my life at all. I could give a crap what they think about me. Do I want them to like me? Of course, but if they don't, oh well. Close friends, close family, and dogs are both the only people I care if they like me or not. They're the only people that affect my life, honestly. So if some random stranger on the internet says I'm a horrible person, well, it is what it is. Rolls right off the shoulders. I don't care. And to say that, a lot of people ask me about YouTube, like, how do you know, want to start a channel? How do I, it's like, well, first off, I'm not the guy to talk to about that. It's not like I'm super successful or anything. But I mean, my biggest advice has always been that even if you want to start one, you've got to learn to let things just slide off of you. Literally, because a lot of people say, I don't care what people say about me. And yes, you do. Yes, you do. And I do care what some people say about me, like I said, but I've learned over my life that only the people that I care about, uh, I should worry about caring about me, I guess is the best way to say it. Um, that being said, I care about everybody. I want everybody, I always say, have a good day, be good to each other. I really do mean that stuff, but I'm just not going to let some rando affect my day at all. It's just the way I am. It's just, I'll talk about it like I am now about something that somebody's done, but once this video's over, that's it. I'll never think of it again. Like, just the way I roll. You have to. And not even in if you're going to do, but if you're going to put yourself out there on YouTube, especially, but just in social media in general nowadays, you could post the cutest picture of I don't know, a puppy and a kitten playing with a baby chick, and there's going to be somebody, that's horrible, blah, 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 blah. And so you just got to let that roll. Just whatever. People are people. But yeah, getting back to the whole influencers, like I said, that was his only really solid point. All the other stuff was just kind of what I said. He was just going on about us not knowing what we're doing, we're ruining it, we're giving, we're responsible for the flooding of the market and this and that, and flooding of the market. What do you mean? And like, or we also said we were responsible for a bunch of people getting into it that trying to do videos that don't know what they're doing. or buying fragrances they shouldn't buy. I mean, who are you to tell somebody what to do? But like seriously, who are you? That's a bit of the gatekeeping. I don't like that at all. You want to do videos, go do them. Have fun. You want to go on the internet and do fragrance reviews or whatever you want to read. Video games. I don't care. Movies, deodorant, food, whatever. Do it. I'm all for it. More people, the merrier, right? But yeah, just you know. But I just wanted to get out there that I am not an influencer, guys. Don't. I hardly ever say blind buy something. The only time I generally will say blind buy something if it makes sense. You know, if it's a $20 or $30 cologne or fragrance and it's going to be hard to find, go to a store and test it. I mean, I don't know about you, but I haven't seen too many Lattafas in stores around here. Too many Fragrance World, too many Paris Corners, too many anything like that. Older fragrances too. Like I've seen too many of them around in stores. Um, so if it's $20 or $30, now you could drive yourself crazy trying to find a bottle locally somewhere to test it. You waste half a tank of gas driving around a couple different cities for a few hours a day and you just don't find it. Um, or you could buy a sample online. It's going to cost you $5 or $10 for 5 mils when the bottle's 20, 25. Just buy the bottle then. That's the only time I ever say really blind buy something. If it looks interesting, you sounds interesting, it's worth the $20 risk. If you don't like it, you can sell it basically for that price. You can keep it as just a add to your collection or as an air freshener, whatever. After you take a dookie in the toilet. And the thing about fragrances, guys, there's not really a whole lot. There's not really a whole lot that smell horrible. You know what I mean? What I would consider a gross fragrance is I keep using that, and like Lalique Encore Noir. It still smells like a fragrance, you know. And I something I don't want to smell like, but it's not like it's not. It's not. It's like pizza. You know, the worst pizza you ever had was probably still edible. You know, for the most part, it was probably still edible. It's like sex. The worst sex you ever had was probably still pretty good. You know, you at least got your rocks off, right? So, you know, I mean, it's just like the same with fragrances. The worst fragrance still smells better than BO. You know, or dirty skin or greasy skin. You know, so and every fragrance I understand, I know this, even if I don't like it, like Lily, every fragrance is going to be somebody's favorite fragrance. And that's why I try to be nice to them for the most part. Even if I don't like them, it's kind of like, I did, I am being a little more assertive with it because I was being a little too nice to some fragrances. But for the most part, I understand that somebody's fragrance is going to be, yeah, even something that I hate is going to be, better than dirty body odor and greasy skin and hair, and it's going to be somebody's favorite cologne. So, I get that, but don't buy anything. I say it a lot, and I've been saying it a lot, but don't blind buy anything, guys. Even if you get, like I said, the last 20 fragrances you blind bought that I liked, you loved, and you buy that one and you hate it, you're not going to mention those 20 fragrances. Like I said, you're gonna just talk about the one, and it's again human nature. I get that. You feel jolted. You feel, I don't know, angry at me for it. And but a guy like me has never said he's a reviewer. A guy like me is I'm not getting paid to do this. I do this out of my free time, and it takes time to do this, guys. I work a real full time, out in the real world job. I'm not making money off of YouTube. I mean, I'm making a few $100 a month, you know, but nothing. I couldn't make this a job. I mean, I don't even know if I'd want to, because then it becomes a job, and like every job, it becomes a chore. No matter how much you like that job, at some point in time, it's going to become, oh, I got to go do a video. just want to sit here. So yeah, and this is all off the cuff. That's why I'm thinking when I'm talking and stuff. So you might get pauses and breaks throughout it. But yeah, I've been going on now for about 15 minutes, guys. I'm going to end with what I've said, and I'm going to re-innovate it again. Do not blind buy anything. And if you do blind buy something that I liked and you don't like it, that's on you, not me. I've never told you to. I'm not trying to influence you. I'm not trying to make money from a company to influence you to buy their product. I'm not generally reviewing it. I'm talking about it mostly. What I personally get from it. Um, I generally don't talk about. I mean, I do talk about notes, but I understand too. That's why at the end of most of my videos, I try to give you, well, what does it actually smell like? You know, because I know not everybody out there is going to know what cumin smells like, or you know, the different facets of vetiver. You know, not that I know all of them, but I know a couple, so I understand that. So I try to give you a basic at the end of the video. This is kind of what it smells like. It's, you know, it's green, it's woody, it's fresh. You know, whatever. You know, like, and so yeah, don't buy anything because me or any YouTuber or Fragrantica review you read, especially not Fragrantica, or just Facebook. Even a friend says, "Hey man, I just bought fucking Aqua di Gio Profondo, man. It's great, blah, 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 blah. You can get it online right now for like $90. It's a steal. You buy it and hate it. It's your own fault. You shouldn't have just said, no, I'm good. I'll try it before I buy it." So try it before you buy it. Like I said, the only time I recommend that is if it's going to be almost impossible and it's cheap. You know, and even then, it's a grain of salt, I tell you. You know, like, you know, you may not like it, but, you know, it's $20. I mean, you're not going to be able to find it anywhere else. So, yeah, I'm not an influencer. I'm not a reviewer. I'm not an expert by any stretch of the word. I'm just a guy who likes fragrances and likes talking about them. Like I said, at best, I'm a shitty entertainer. I mean, at best. Just a big doofus that likes smelly water. That's about it. All right, guys. Peace, love, be good to each other, and be good to yourselves.